I invite questions from the audience.
I hope I get to ask two questions. My first question is to Ramanujan. Yes, Mr. Ramanujan. So actually, yeah, I mean, certainly a very, very clearly formulated list of where science education should go and what we should aspire for. And we hope we get somewhere there sometime. But meanwhile, of course, one needs to do supplementary things because we don't have such system, and the teachers are busy with completing syllabus. We can't blame them. We can't expect from them. So Tamil Nadu Science Forum have been doing great things. I mean, with providing supplementary alternative in science education. What I wanted to ask is, you clearly pointed out that when you went to the classrooms and people were not asking questions, the silent classroom. This is the worst thing, actually, really. And so what I wanted to ask is that the Tamil Nadu Science Forum, I saw the list of things. I was just, maybe I may have missed it. Do you have interactive question-answer sessions with students? Completely informal question-answer session. Do you have that also in Tamil Nadu Science Forum?
Yeah.
So, as I said, there is a teachers network of about 1,000 teachers, as I said, right? And these are teachers in schools, in government schools, and part of their classroom experiences are part of what I'm talking about also. Having science clubs in these schools. We have a magazine called Tulir, which is a monthly children's science magazine in Tamil, and that has this question answer section as well. So the magazine provides a forum for connecting with teachers.
I know, but direct dialogue. I mean, direct dialogue do you have with students where students can be asked questions directly?
Yeah. So the series that I was talking about is a series of booklets really, called Dialogues in Science. And so these are things that teachers actually make use of to conduct the dialogues in the classrooms. The point I was trying to make was that you need some models. Yeah. You need dialogue models, you need assessment models, and so teachers need to be provided with the multiplicity of models, and so they can actually pick something that's closest to them. And these are a few that I'm talking about. We need 1,000.
Can I just ask a brief question to Umesh also? Please?
Yeah, please.
Okay. Umesh, I mean, okay, I really appreciate your mixing of shairi with the teacher, with this. Beautiful. I mean, okay. Your idea of asking for what is the question for which you give an answer, I was really impressed with that. What is the question behind the answer? I find it so impressive. This will definitely force people to think. There's no way to avoid it. I really wish you can take it on internet. I mean, do you have a YouTube channel, something where you could ask this question, where we could invite people to ask questions, and then on YouTube channel you can just tell what were the questions provided for the answers?
Actually, thanks for pointing that. Actually, a few months back, with the help of Breakthrough Science Society, we have started a series of lectures and discussion series in Trivandrum, and we are trying to also get it recorded, and it will be online. So this is a every Saturday 3 hours program in the Priyadarshan, that Science Museum of the city. We actually conduct these classes in the afternoon. So there we are trying to record it, and those discussions will be online. But we have just started that as an experimentation, so I hope it will progress.
Thank you.
I have a question to Professor Ramanujan. How to increase the resources and sustain it in such a country like us, India?
Of course, that's a very important question. And who's to do what? This is also the thing. Because we can always say somebody else should do it. We should do it, right? So one is, as a community of people involved in science, the scientists, the professors, I mean, universities have to take the lead, I think, in this. And but there are also boards. There are state boards and curriculum committees. I didn't talk about the thing that Tamil Nadu, state board is going through a curricular revision exercise, and some of these things are actually feeding into that. Now, one thing that the Tamil Nadu government has promised now to do is that every new textbook that comes will come with a teacher's handbook. Right? They're making some. Now, the quality is not great, but the fact is that they are doing that. The other thing that they are doing is, for instance, that in every unit of the textbook, there's a QR code. And if it mentions an experiment, you click on that, you can, on your mobile, and you can see an experiment. Now, however poorly somebody is doing the experiment, and for a child to actually visually see a child doing that experiment makes a difference. So, but if you actually look at the number of resources there are, it's pathetic.
So I want to be an active person. So what can I do?
Yeah.
To increase the resources?
All of us have to generate many of these resources. The online was mentioned. The online space, especially in Indian languages and science, is very poor. We need to populate it with enormous amount of material.
Thank you, sir.
I don't have that specific questions, but a lot of discussion has come regarding teaching in basic level, that's means school level, and also UG level. Hello?
It's audible.
Hold it close.
Hold it closer to your mouth.
Okay. And due to my long experience for formal science teachings and also non-science teaching, who are not having a science background, and the fact in India, as I am coming from a region where poverty-stricken but meritorious students are available there, the laboratory facility, experimentation to visualization, science visualization to create curiosity is not possible due to lack of fund, infrastructural problem. But in my own effort and experimentation, a science can be interested. I have in so many syllabus committee for last 10 years, regional syllabus and education, what will be the future of science education, so many national seminar, even university syllabus committee represented. There is two type of thoughts. One fact, this young professor, what is his name, Khande, Umesh Khande, he has placed a very beautiful data that so many engineers, how many? 10 lakhs engineers is coming. How many science background is coming?
7 to 8 lakh per year.
7 to 8 lakh per years. The proportionate to the population, Indian population, parts per year outcome. These are the science, engineer or medical science. Every is science-based education.
So
But
I
what
would,
we just see the reality.
I would request you, hello, I would request you to
No,
just,
I'm coming to the point.
Yeah,
But
please, so just a request, because
the psychic population, the psychic method of our population is not influenced by these trained or educated people as at large.
Okay, the quick answer to that question is, we have a problem that, let me complete your question.
The problem is itself, because when we are framing some syllabus and coming to infrastructure fund, these are the problems. Okay. No
Okay,
doubt.
the question, please, I mean, we need to finish other questions.
For science education, mathematics is one of the vital instrument, and it is one of the powerful language. When if some teacher is interested to provide few minutes, that mathematics is also a high level of language, a operator and simple thing. Without any experimentation, it can be transferred or transmit to the student. And in such a way, we can create a curiosity behind science, a logical frame, because the frame which they are bringing from family and society, it is a frame mind. So if you this structure, like
so I would request you, hello, just a second. I mean, I request you
Let
to,
me answer your question in 30 seconds flat. There is a problem that the syllabi in today's science are designed by urban teachers for urban students in urban environment, and therefore we have a problem with rural students. Rural students have an excellent understanding of biology and excellent understanding of classical mechanics and all that because they've used it in daily life. So let me complete. Let me complete. So one of the most beautiful experiments and one of the most successful experiments done in India was by HBCSE, where they redesigned the science syllabus at school, younger school level, so that it is oriented to rural teachers and rural students in such a way that by the time they come to 10th standard, they're still at the same syllabus. But you begin not with physics, but with biology. So there are ingenious ways of creating where there was this question about science in Asia. You need to begin with the roots where the children did. But largely it's a question of the initiative of the teacher and initiatives like the ashram school environments of Maharashtra, where you start with the syllabus that children know, the biology that they know, and then go on to physics as a later stage. Those things work very well.
so maybe we can take the last question. I mean, yeah.
I want to ask Professor Ramchandran sir, so why there is a why in CBSE exams less weightage has been given to experiments? For class 12th, we see that it is only 30% weightage for practical exams and 70% for theory exam.
Well, see, when it comes to board examinations, that's a huge issue. I mean, not just experiments. You can also ask, why is it that all the percentages, weightages for only memorization, you know? So, the practical considerations take over. See, we must not forget, I mean, we can give a lot of galis to board exams, but we must not forget that there is a culture of, there is a real problem of integrity and judgment in the country, right? So, wherever we, as I said, I always speak in defense of school teachers, but in this country we know, the divisions in terms of caste, in terms of various, in class, everything. So you can't just leave assessment, especially in the case of board exams, which are passports to society, simply in the hands of somebody. And what happens is that in experiments, we all know that the elephant in the room is that in the case of practical examinations in the board, how marks are given, right? It has nothing to do with experiments. It has nothing to do with what you demonstrate out there. It is about, a school deciding to give children marks and in collaboration. So this is really a reality. So, okay, so if you're going to ask for board examinations to carry more lab weightage, keep that in mind, right? So there are problems out there. There is definitely a problem of integrity and judgment. There is huge capacity building required. Assessment, we are not even in the dawn. I mean, he is talking about syllabus. In terms of assessment, we are in the dark night. That's what I would say. So, but let's not take board exams. Huh? Class 7 September exam is like a board exam, right? If we cannot conduct, if we cannot change the shape of class 7 September exam, we cannot do anything later. The point is to do things in the classroom, right? Board exam, mass examinations are a completely different story. Let's not get into that.